as the 2023 NFL season is ended now, it's this time of the year where I get to recap every single NFL team for the 2023 season and see how they did individually as a team, and where their strengths and weaknesses are, where they need to improve, how much cap space they have. So let's get into my team, the Detroit Lions. 2023 overall this season was one of the best seasons I've seen as a Lions fan ever. I think for many, many years. And we started off also in the off season. We got Dave Montgomery from the Bears in free agency, and in the draft, I think we had a pretty good draft. Hendon Hooker came in, never played a game. 25-year-old Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. We got Brian Branch who came in, safety, second round pick, great addition. Um, we had Sam Laporta, tight end. I think he's one of the draft picks of this. I think a steal of the draft last year. Jack Campbell, who again I don't like Jack Campbell. I'm still not convinced on the linebacker position, but Jack Campbell had a good couple games this season. Um, I still think Trenton Simpson is the better linebacker out of the linebacker class for 2023, but we got him in the first round. I was like, oh, really? Like, we couldn't get Trenton Simpson somewhere like that, but we got Jack Campbell. We had a good couple of games. Then we got Jamar Gibbs, who I think had a great showing in a couple of games this year. But the one thing that we didn't get is a quarter. We didn't get a quarterback. I'm really pissed that we didn't get like an Anthony Richardson or a Will Levis. And again, Jared Goff had a good season. But if we're going to progress to the next level and win the championship, which also going into 2023, my hopes for the year was to get into the playoffs and win a playoff game. At least that. And we did more than that. We won we was in the NFC Championship game, lost to the 49ers. But we was 12-5 in the NFC North. We opened up week 1 with a road trip to the reigning defensive Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. So you look at it, and we went to Arrowhead and got a win. We got a win at Arrowhead. Not many teams over the last couple of years have got a win over there, and we got a win at Arrowhead. Then we go at home. Well, home in the season, we were pretty good in the regular season. I know we lost to the Ravens and we lost to Seattle at home, but we beat the Bucs twice. Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. We got 2 home playoff wins for the first time in over 30 years that we've actually had a playoff win. Got to a championship game, like I said. But the end goal is for next year is we need to get ourselves a quarterback. I like Jared Goff. I think he's a good level quarterback. There was times I would call him Jared Goof. If people remember far back on this channel, I called him Jared Goof, and he's impressed the last 2 seasons. But I think it's time to move on. I think it's time to get that elite level quarterback and see whoever that's going to be. If that's going to be in the draft. I know people want to say, Caleb Williams is not going to Detroit. He ain't going. He's probably going to go to the Bears or the Panthers or somebody like that. But we need to look at a quarterback in this draft and build him up to be the next guy. Hendon Hooker's not the guy. He's 26 this year. He's not the guy. He had a big ACL injury before the 2023 season, didn't play, but he's not the guy. He's a good backup. He could be a good backup in the NFL for Hendon Hooker, but he's not the guy. Where do we need to improve? Like I said, I look at offensively, and we were really good offensively, but I still think we need some additions. I still think that we can improve on David Montgomery. I think he's just a stopgap. We can improve on the wide receiver. We need an outside wide receiver. Now, I know we have Amos St. Brown, which I'll go through his stats in a minute of what he did. But we need an outside wide receiver we have an inside wide receiver, but we have a proven outside wide receiver. We needed a defensive line, and we need to improve on our secondary especially somebody to help Aiden Hutchinson in that defensive side of the ball. Kirby Joseph's okay, but you can improve on him. And again, the guy that I'm looking at to improve our secondary, especially the guy at defensive tackle, I'm looking at Chris Jones. I know he's 30 in July, but if this is going to be a championship window, if we want to really win a championship, and we're going to go all in, if we want to be appearing at a Super Bowl, we won a playoff game this season. That was all great. We won a playoff game. We got to the NFC Championship. But if we want to win the NFC Championship and appear to actually win a Super Bowl, we need to improve the secondary, and we need an outside wide receiver. Especially, I'm looking at Chris Jones. I'm only doing it for the here and now. We need to find a good quarterback. We need to find a quarterback that's going to be that guy that's going to take us over the line. And I'm looking at Chris Jones at defensive end. He's going to be the guy that's going to be great for morale in the locker room. He's going to be helping the guys like Aiden Hutchinson, who's in the team. He's going to be helping a lot of like Brian Branch and people like that. He's going to be a very big part of that defensive side of the ball. We've got 45 million in cap space. A couple of people that, again, Teddy Bridgewater, again, if we got Hendon Hooker as a backup quarterback, we don't really need Teddy Bridgewater. Really, we can bring in a third-rate. We can bring in somebody, I guess, if we really need a quarterback. To get another, we could bring an undrafted quarterback in, but we don't really need Teddy Bridgewater. I think he could be going somewhere else. Darius Fonte, wide receiver. We again improve on him. He's 29. Taylor Decker, offensive tackle. Again, that's another position that we need to look at. I would improve on Taylor Decker as well. Aaron Glenn as the defensive coordinator. He's doing a pretty good job. Points 461. We're 5th in points 4 out of 32. Points against, 23rd in 32. So again, we need to work on. Again, that's why I said we need Chris Jones to help in that defensive side of the ball. Ben Johnson. Now, there's a lot of head coaching vacancies in the NFL this offseason. Ben Johnson apparently is staying in Detroit. Much as I'm happy that he's staying in Detroit and he's staying with the team, I'm thinking, did he pass on something? Like, are NFL teams going to go back for him? I don't want to be like one of these guys that doesn't get an NFL coaching job. I think it's time to move him on and see what he can do as an NFL head coach. I think he would have been good for the Panthers. I know the Panthers have a head coach for now, but he would have been good there to Bryce Young, or he would have been good in Seattle or wherever. Like, wherever you put it, like the Commanders, I know they've gone for Dan Quinn, but like if you want a young head coach, Ben Johnson could have been your guy. Jared Goff passing yards 4,575. Dave Montgomery had 1,015 rushing yards. Amon St. Brown had 1,515 receiving yards. And overall, what do I think? I think this year we need a quarterback, defensive line, offensive tackle, a couple of positions that we need outside wide receiver. We've got 45 million in cap space. Also, get rid of a couple of the guys that I've just mentioned, like Taylor Decker and Bridgewater. That frees up the cap space a bit more, and let's see what happens.